Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a PvT here on Goldenaura. It is Astrea and GuMiho in a Patreon cast. Top left, it's going to be Astrea, or American Protoss player. And in the bottom right, it is GuMiho. Alright, man. So GuMiho, a very fun Terran player. He's going to do some weird strategies, or maybe not. Maybe he'll play standard. But man, he rose on the ranks playing weird strategies, but then he played standard and weird strategies, and he rose up the ranks even further. So let's see what he's going to do here today versus Astrea. So a PvT for you here for the Patreon cast for the week of November. The what? I don't know. Let's say the 20th or so, 2024. If you're watching this, thanks for being a patron of mine. I appreciate it. Love ya all. And if you're watching this later, like December 2024, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Guess what? I'm here 6 times-ish a week with StarCraft 2 content. It's awesome. It is here. It is ready to go. It is fresh. It is hot. And right off the presses. So nothing crazy. No crazy 2-gas opening here. No Command Center first play either. No Nexus first from Astrea. He is playing it very safe with GuMiho as well. That's definitely how you want to do things. Playing it safe. Because you never know what he's going to do. So, I mean, at least you know it's not a proxy. Pro-harassing a little bit. Probably shouldn't win with that, though. Zappity zap zap zap. Yeah, not going to win that battle. Barracks comes up on schedule, on time. A Reaper! In a PvT. Well, what do you know? Haven't seen a Reaper opening in a PvT for a while. But our guy GuMiho's like, I can at least scout with it. I think I can get a probe kill off of Astrea with this. And the problem is, there's probably going to be a Stalker or an Adept out by the time the Reaper shows up. And the Stalker/Adept will take down the Reaper pretty easily if controlled by a competent player, which Astrea is. Beyond competent, I would say. So anyway, hope you're having a great day. Hope you're enjoying the StarCraft. And if you are, thanks for being here. Reaper moving out. Zoomity zoom zoom zoom. Cybernetics core finishing up. And then guess what? We make a Stalker. Bam. Maybe we chrono out the Stalker even. We sure do. To make sure it's here because we know it's probably a Reaper. Giving that Reaper wide berth. Wide berth. We're not blocking a Reaper hop-up spot here at all. So intriguing. But I guess he's going to assume it's blocked. Swing on up into the main base and have like 2 seconds where you're there. It is. There's the Stalker. Not even 2 seconds. You don't even have 2 seconds inside the main before bad things happen to you. Yeah, Stalker is covering both areas where the Reaper can enter. This hop-up area and over here, he's covering it perfectly. Astrea knows how to play this map. He has no questions. Twilight Council coming in here from Astrea. We'll maybe get some blink out of our American Terran guy. Factory finishing up from GuMiho. And a starport usually means going to be a drop with, guess what? Widow Mines. Hey, haven't seen those in a minute, have ya? I guess you probably have. It is StarCraft 2 after all. Good snipe on that probe, trying to hold the Zelniga Watchtower. I wonder if that's GuMiho just knowing Astrea's tendencies. And perhaps knowing that Astrea likes to put a probe down there and then sending the Reaper down to kill it. If so, I'm impressed. If it was just, game sense or luck, that's also pretty cool. Blink. Come on, Astrea. Yes, he gets the blink. All right, so he's going blink Stalkers, which are just good to have. Blink Stalkers are 87 times better than regular Stalkers, just like Speedlings are 87 times better than regular Lings. Upgrades make units better in StarCraft, and always have since the beginning of StarCraft in 1998. Reaper swinging back in here again, still able, got that 1 kill, but that probe was so far from home. Not even fair how far from home it was. Stim getting research here from GuMiho. Going to go for those Marines, those Marauders, those Widow Mines. Indeed, the Scouting Phoenix sees them. I actually did cast an entire tournament on the PTR, which by the time most of you watch this, I'm not sure if the PTR is going to be live. Like the changes they're proposing are actually live, but I don't know. 2 Widow Mines, let's go. Anyway, the point is they got rid of Shield Battery Overcharge and put it in a proposed Energy Charge ability where the Nexus takes the energy it stores up, and instead of doing overcharge on a shield battery, it goes bam, it tosses 50 energy or 100 energy, sorry, at a friendly target like a sentry, or you can do it on a shield battery even to give it more energy. You're just not going to boost it up. So that turned into a lot of games where you just got immediate hallucinated Phoenix Scouts. Like you made a sentry first and then bam, you could get a hallucinated Phoenix out super fast. And retargeting, so it doesn't fire just on one probe. The retargeting is real here, but I think eventually he's going to have to give up. Just fire on something. Oh my gosh, he's not doing it though. GuMiho, you monster. All right, fine. He takes the probe. And then this one doesn't get unloaded at all because stalkers are in the main base. All right. So that is a fun thing you can do, Terran players. Take your Widow Mine, target different things before the Widow Mine fires, and it will reset its firing timer and not fire until it's been sitting on something long enough to fire. It's very tricky. It's kind of a high-level thing. You can deny some extra mining time if you do that. That's exactly what GuMiho did. That's so good. Anyway, it's a Marine tank push-out. God, Stim. Any upgrades we're waiting on? No. Stim just finished. It is time to move. We're going to work on a combat shield, but that's not really important for this push at all. Third base timing for Astrea might be a problem. That's going to get a cancel. That's a cancel. Yeah, cancel, 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 cancel. Pull back. Got Immortal. Shield battery overcharge can pop if necessary, because this isn't the PTR or the new patch. Maybe a new patch, again, posted before you see this. Who knows? Colossus on the way. Not going to be part of this battle, I don't think. And just canceling that third base is a massive win for GuMiho. All right, Astrea, how are you going to deal with this? Oh, also the Widow Mine jumped into the net. Sure did. Widow Mine totally jumped into the natural. Wow. So, yeah, the Stalkers are covering the main. But then he pulls these guys out with the push. Swings on in. Drops one Widow Mine. Astrea's not paying attention. And look at, he retargets to get the optimal splash. Optimal number of probes down. God, GuMiho, you're so good at this. You're such a good Terran player. It's so scary. And yeah, you don't want to fight these Marines. You don't want to fight the siege tank. The Immortal's going to get burned down. Try to force field. No, not saving the Immortal. God, Immortals are not good against Marines. Good against the tanks, but good luck getting a hit on the tank if the Marines are here. Finally, a Colossus shows up. Colossus going to help against these Marines immensely. About time we got some of those. Picking off some trailing Marines, part of the group. Going to siege up the tank and get a hit off on these Stalkers. Boom! And got to blink out of there, fall back. Siege tanks are scary. Third base from GuMiho landing. Third base from Astrea getting re-thrown up here. But 3 base to 3 base is not where Astrea wants to be. Mules are good. Income is going to be favoring GuMiho very soon. He is transferring some SCVs over. Yeah, here it comes. Here comes the income favoring GuMiho. Especially as those mules come down. Ooh, we're going to blink in the main. All right, Astrea blinking right inside the main. Getting on top of going for, there we go, reactor, maybe. Now Marines that showed up. Maybe another, he's having a hard time really getting anything done except for actually killing Marines, which, again, the Colossus are very good at doing. But, man, there's a lot of them, and you wish you had a couple Colossus here instead of just the one. But, I mean, it's got 5 kills. It's doing all right. Absolutely putting in some work here. And finally chasing this back a little bit. Colossus wants to rack it up, boys. 13 kills. Might actually force a cancel on, I think that was a Rax. My goodness. Forced a kill on a barracks. Not bad at all. A couple SCVs die. Beautiful attack there from Astrea. I didn't think it was going well at first, but then the Colossus micro and the targeting was wonderful, and Astrea gets a win. Fourth base. Warping in him from him too, and heck, throwing up a pylon up here just to make sure we see drops coming along the top side of the map. Viking shows up. Hallucinated Thing comes in for a scout. See what we're dealing with here, and the answer is, okay, some Marines down that way. Nothing up here. We could probably take that position. Come through this choke, cause some issues. The tanks are covering this area, less this area. But I don't know. I mean, this is where the third base is, right? That's what Astrea wants to poke. He got Colossus number 2 and 3. They are here. The man did not get extended thermal lance, which is actually a massive problem. Dude, Astrea, how do you not have extended thermal lance? Did you forget about extended thermal lance, Astrea, buddy? Oh, no. Well, I hope this makes you feel better, Protoss fans who are watching this. You're like, oh, well, good. At least the pros forget about extended thermal lance sometimes, and it's not just me. I'm not just uniquely bad at the game. Yeah, no, Astrea has no... He doesn't have it. He's not starting... How is he not starting it? He... Alright, maybe he doesn't plan on using Colossus that much? I guess? Marauders being added into the comp. Immortals not really happening here. More Archons happening here too, which not good against Terran because they have EMPs. I am confused by Astrea's decision making. Well, at least he's making a couple of Zealots. I understand that. Zealots are going to be good against Terran really no matter what they're doing here. They're great against tanks, Marines, and Marauders. This army composition, squishy, right? Squishy without those zealots. Where are you, zealots? 10 gates getting warped in at the same time. Astrea at 74 workers. Good scan. Good pick off on that. Obs. The deadly dance is happening. It's looking hard to say, but it's looking like maybe it's a win so far for GuMiho. He got a 90 to 60 army supply advantage. He's down on worker count, but, well, no. Mules aren't even really helping all that much right now. Astrea just has a big old income advantage with 74 workers. His macro's been good. Some of the other stuff he's been doing has not been good. I guess he just is not going to make another Colossus at all. He doesn't care about extended thermal lance. This is so weird. I cannot believe he forgot about that upgrade. I cannot believe he forgot about the upgrade. Well, 5th base from Astrea warping in. GuMiho's 4th coming up. Going to be a planetary, as they always are. And I'm just confuzzled right now. Look, the Colossus are a big part. Look, he has to know the range is short and bad. But he's not firing it up. All right. Well, I guess that means the Colossus, if and when they die, they won't be replaced then, because my goodness. It's like making lings without adrenal. It's exactly what this is. And I hate it when players do that. And I hate it when Protoss players do this. I've never seen a Toss do this before. I mean, look, Colossus are not as vital a unit as Zerglings are in TVZ. So getting adrenal, not getting adrenal in a late game TVZ is horrendous. I don't know. This is just so much from GuMiho. Oh, those zealots trying to rejoin the party. Bad pathing. There are zealots, and then there are running zealots. They're different things. This is a lot. This is a maxed out GuMiho army. Got +2 attack, +1 armor. Working on +3 attack and +2 armor. And he's going to come up this ramp. Maybe kill these rocks. Another ob snipe. He's good. The scans have been good here from GuMiho. And trying to get around the backside. Jumping on the tanks. Nicely done. Zealots. One tank goes down. The other one is going to survive the charge here. It's a lot of Marines and Marauders. Colossus doing what they can. But imagine if they had a little bit more range, how great that would be. Are we getting carriers? Why is there an air weapons upgrade coming in from Astrea? Did he get a fleet beacon somewhere? Is he going to, like, make Void Rays with +1 attack and try to defeat a Terran? This is not going to work out. Why is he getting +1 air? I do not understand this. Astrea holding on. He's down a little bit in supply, but he's ahead in economy. He can rebuild his losses better than GuMiho can. Archon popping. Zealots trying to get in here. Hallucinated Colossus joining the party. Zealots on the backside again. Wipe out one of the tanks, chewing up some of the Marines on the backside. That tank is going to die. Nicely done. Astrea. Surrounds in StarCraft are so good. What an absolutely sick surround there from Astrea. His 5th base is rolling. These Colossus are alive. 6 kills and 5 kills apiece. By golly, if they had extended thermal lance, how many more kills would they have? The man is getting a fleet beacon. We are trying to get carriers in this PvT. Will we get carriers in this PvT? I don't know. I don't know how this game ends. I don't know when this game ends, and maybe neither do you, unless you looked at how long the video is, which maybe you do sometimes. Anyway, Ghost Academy coming. Is that the first Ghost Academy? We've not been seeing... Yeah, we've not actually been seeing EMPs yet. I guess that's fair. I haven't heard them. The Colossus are just popping because they take a ton of damage from everything, and they're not that great against Marauders, especially. I mean, they do bonus to biological targets, which Marauders are, but they're just not that great. They're slow, they have bad range, they're big, big, big targets. They take a ton of damage from everything. Storm's coming in from Astrea, big fan of Psionic Storm. In this matchup especially, I know it's always used in PvZ. Actually, not using PvZ as much as I'd like it to be. Just more Storm overall would be nice from the Falcon perspective. Just got to throw that out there. 2 more Stargates coming in. If you're getting a fleet beacon, you're getting 2 more Stargates. It could be carriers. It could be Tempests, though. He's a little bit maxed out. He can't exactly make, 10 Tempests right now, but he's making a Mothership. Okay. But again, Mothership doesn't require 3 Stargates. And nothing too surprising here from GuMiho, right? Liberators are being added in. Ghosts being added in, everything else just getting upgraded. Nothing too nuts here from GuMiho. This has worked for the eternity of StarCraft 2 and will continue to work for the time being anyway. It is a carrier. All right, carrier on the way from Astrea. Could maybe catch GuMiho by surprise with like 6 carriers in addition to these Immortals and High Templar and stuff, and maybe hybrid Sky Toss this thing. More of an anti-Zerg strategy, but Like I said, if you catch by surprise, there's not a lot of anti-air. GuMiho could be in a lot of trouble. The Marauders especially do not want to fight against carriers whatsoever. Good snipe on these obs, man. How many obs have died in this game? 8? Honestly, it's 8. Yeah, I guessed 8, and it's 8. Zealot counterattack into the natural base, into the third base here. Liberators set up their shots. The entire army sitting around. Let's get out of here before we all die. Storm. Do you want to bait a storm? Oh, he baited him into a storm. And then cleans up after the storm. High Templar merging into an Archon on the battlefield. Push it. Look at him pushing it away. Oh, he's using the push physics to get the Archon out of here. So it actually finishes and doesn't die. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. Zealots on the 5th base, causing all sorts of issues, forcing an SCV evac there. 5 SCVs die. A couple of Marauders go down to the Zealots. They are such tanky boys. This Archon owes a special debt to these Zealots for pushing him away from danger. Because if they didn't do that, he was just going to die before he merged finally on the battlefield. That's a scan revealing a carrier. 3 more carriers in production, replacing the Zealots that died with carriers. And GuMiho's like, we got to go. We don't really have a good anti-air comp right now, so he decides to push it, which, if you push recklessly against Astrea, that might be working right into his hands, right? Boy, if these Colossus had the range upgrade, it'd be pretty... I'm going to stop complaining about it now. Storm good. Storm is good. Yep, great splash damage. Never say no to Storm. Getting some good work here for sure. A lot of these units are very bruised. Mothership comes in, does a recall on top of GuMiho's army, throws down a time warp, immediately kind of loses the battle. And I think that's a win for GuMiho. I don't think that was very advised from Astrea. If you're going to recall on top of your enemy army, you better be sure you can win it. But that said, a bunch of Stalkers warp in. The carriers are still kind of pew, 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 piddling around here with their interceptors. There aren't many of them. There are 14, which is still good. And my gosh, the reinforcing Stalkers actually come in and make it possible for Astrea to sort of win that fight. It was kind of Pyrrhic. Kind of a Pyrrhic victory. Everybody lost a million things in that battle, but did any of the carriers die? No, actually, none of the carriers died. How exciting. GuMiho's making 4 Vikings at a time and giving them +2 air weapons, which, yeah, it's a pretty good anti-carrier unit, the Viking. But more carriers coming in. Another mothership on the way. Astrea didn't lose a base. I thought he'd lose this base. Nope. Just warped in like 18 Stalkers. They all died, but they did shove away GuMiho's army. What a weird game this is. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I'll always remember the Hearthstone versus Mario game where Hearthstone made carriers and defeated Maru. Like in a map. He didn't defeat him in a series by any stretch, but took a map off him, which is kind of insane. Carriers, the secret weapon against Terran this whole time. Maybe all Protoss need to do is make carriers and they will win the next Premier Tournament, which I don't know what that is. If you're watching this in September of 2024 as a patron, thanks again, I love you. And maybe there's been something announced by then. And if you've watched this in December 2024, I sure hope something's been announced by then. We'll see. I mean, at the very least, Home Story Cup's going to happen, right? Which isn't exactly a premier tournament, but a lot of big names show up at that thing. And it is a fun time. It's definitely entertaining. More carriers being added in. 8 carriers with 8 carriers with 1 more on the way, so 9. Yeah, a couple finished in between me going from the production tab to the units tab. GuMiho expanding again to the 6 o'clock, expanding probably again up the right side. And that's a really long way to go, but he's scattered out. It's safe. It's totally fine. Storm again, getting some big-time bruising off on these units. Medevacs healing up as much as they can. Mothership getting hits on. Recalling. There you go. Time warp, recall. Getting a tank. Blinking on top of these fleeing units, wiping a bunch of them out. This is so cool out of Astrea. I love this time warp recall combo that he's come up with. But this base is going to die. Let's see if Astrea decides to go for a base trader, Rudy. Forces lift on the 6 o'clock base. His own 12 o'clock is going down. There is no question about that. Probes dying all over the place. Obs flying into missile turrets. Not something you want to see at all. Trying to get through this little supply depot blockade. Fine. That orbital is going to die. The direct engagement. 123 to 124. Army supply pretty big. GuMiho losing or going after another Nexus here. And pushing the army back deep into GuMiho's base. Going after an orbital. If that's what you're into, SCVs, I don't know why they're coming. Why are they coming over here? I don't know, but they're dying. They ran right into that battle zone. GuMiho on the other side. I don't know, does his army seem a little bit smaller to you? They say never base race a Terran, but the man does have a bunch of Sky Toss. Storms getting tossed down. It is a hybrid Sky Toss army. Look at Astrea go. This is an incredible battle. The battles I've seen, the TVPs I've seen where Protoss are winning, they're using motherships pretty effectively. The main base, all the production of GuMiho is going down. The production is staying alive. And that's it for Astrea. He wins it. Astrea gets the win. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, absolutely crazy. Crazy PVT there for the Patreon game this week. I cannot believe Astrea pulled it off. After he was here, where was he? Like right here. And he recalled in some dudes. And GuMiho's like, let me just win. Bop. Kills everything. The carriers are in much danger. And then he warps in 10 stalkers. Bam. It's enough to barely win. And GuMiho's got to be sent home licking his wounds. And from there, just couldn't handle the hybrid. Could not handle the 9 carrier, 10 stalker, 12 charge lot, 6 high Templar army with mothership support, just like Zerg. Just like Zerg. Oh, that is one heck of a PVT. What an exciting one for your Patreon cast of the month. I bet some of you didn't even click on this. Of course, if you didn't click on it, you're not listening to me right now, so, But, yeah, but you're like, PVT, Astrea and GuMiho, but it is GuMiho. Right, GuMiho, he's got some clickability to his name. You're like, what is GuMiho up to in this game? And the answer is not really. It was more Astrea going into carriers, which was rad and totally worked. And again, maybe we need more carrier play in PvT. Just saying. Resources lost, 30,000 for Astrea, 33,000 from GuMiho. 46 probes died, 33 SCVs died. An orbital went down, 2 nexuses went down. I mean, only 1 carrier? No, 0 carriers died. That's insane. All of his Colossus died because they didn't have extended thermal lance. But yeah, moving into Vikings didn't seem to do enough there for GuMiho. He didn't have enough to do with the stalkers shooting them down. Couldn't get the carriers down fast enough. And that +1 air weapons upgrade, what do you end up with? +2, +3 upgrades on those carriers is nuts. Yeah, that armor upgrade especially helped against those carriers. And no armor upgrades for the Vikings themselves. So that was fun. That was fun. If you had fun, hit the like button. That's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Facebook, Patreon. We've got ourselves Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and all sorts of great places, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.